Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Jimmy All Over George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilder Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, today is Muscle Talk episode number 34. And this episode, we're talking about just a recent show that had in Tampa, which is the New York Pro. As you know, New York Pro is a very popular. Well, I won't say it's a well-known show. I won't say it's popular. It was founded originally by a legendary Bev Francis back in the around about the I think about the 90s, 2000s, about 2000s, and it's a show that's sponsored by her and her family, her husband, and also it was originally done mostly in New York, and it was a show that legitimately had female bodybuilding attached to it. But I think around 2013, 2014, I'm trying to remember, not sure a certain date, but I think about 2012, something like that. I know I get the information from a bodybuilder friend I followed that it was dropped from, female body was dropped from the New York Pro. So, and that was just kind of to a lot of people who are fans of female bodybuilders, that was kind of a shocker. I mean, especially Bev Francis. If anybody knows, Bev Francis is the one who changed the face of bodybuilding. She came in at a time when female bodybuilding just started. Back in 1983, there was the documentary called Pump Night to the Women. And it was based around a show which wasn't the Miss Olympia, but a show called the Caesars Cup, and it was, or sometimes they call it the Las Vegas Pro. And I think that's where they had the idea to take the Olympia to Las Vegas because it's a lot cheaper. And pretty much the stars of that film was notable, such as I think Donna Olivier was there, most definitely the former Miss Olympia Rachel McLeish, because she lost in 82, I'm sorry, and the future Miss Olympia Carla Dunlap, and but the big star of the film was Bev Francis. And Bev Francis was a young up-and-coming bodybuilder who came from Canada. She had a background as an athlete, a triathlete. I think heptathlete. No, I think she's a heptathlete. She also was a power lifter, and there was debate about her muscle. And then for a while, I forget how well she placed. I would suggest, if you are a fan, you can probably find it anywhere. The video Pumping Iron. Hey, hell, I even found it on Pornhub. And people won't think about it. Yes, Pornhub has a lot of adult content with female bodybuilding. You'd be surprised. But I remember I found that the whole movie, I watched it. I found out, just like flipping through Pornhub because I got nothing else to do. I'm bored, and I found it. And I flipped through it and I watched it. It's pretty interesting. Oh, it's my man Marcus Bell coming through as usual. Thanks, Marcus Bell. Thanks for dropping the like. I appreciate Marcus Bell coming through. My brother from CS Combat Sports. He comes by to support me. So to my other family from CS Combat Sports, who can support me when I'm doing my live streams. I try to come in some of them as often as I can. Sometimes some people I don't come in too much as often, like BJ. I know BJ's partying because now he saw that Anthony Shevchenko got debunked. I mean, that's just KKV got lucky. That's KKV. That's all it is. I'm just that whole situation. But anyway, the New York Pro dropped to me about a bit. I think around about the early to mid 2000s, I believe. And at one point, I think they dropped Women's Physique, because, they were saying that the women were getting to the point they were almost like to the level of female bodybuilders. But as you know, they had the New York Pro, which was the first show for the season where have both female bodybuilding and women's physique. And all the other shows they've been having, most shows have been going on. It's mostly been, especially the IFBB stuff. It's mostly been the basic like men's bodybuilding, physique, also women's figure, fitness, women's physique, and also I think most and bikini, how bikini popular is. And then this show was one of the shows that also premiered the new division, wellness. Wellness is the if you know anything about wellness is more of the girls who are a little bit more thicker in the waist, a little more bottom heavy, who's where you might say bootylicious, who got have killer quads, the girls who are might would say too big for bikini, but not don't have the muscle definition for divisions like physique or figure, and too small for I would say not. No, I would say and too small for bodybuilding. There's one bodybuilder I follow by the name of Kristen Nicole Mendoza, and she was competing last year, and she decided to take the rest of last year's off after she did Savannah Pro. And she mentioned to an interview I did with AJ Roberts over at Female Bodybuilding channel that she's thinking about going to do wellness. And I think about it, she started in physique, and she's been a bodybuilder for about a couple of years. And but she has killer huge quads. She's a woman. Like I think I said before, she's a woman of Cuban descent. She's Cuban. And women who are from, like I say, yeah, hi, Jared. You want to come in, Jared? Because I sent you the link. Yeah. And I wait for my partner to come on here. I just saw him. I said, send him the link. I might see if I send him another one, just in case he can get that one. Yeah. Okay, he's driving home. Give him a sec. He's getting home, so we gotta wait. So we gotta wait on Jared. But all right, because really, but what I'm gonna do is talk about this how right the New York Pro being, like I said, the first official show for the women's body division, which women's strength is over women's bodybuilding, and this was one of the shows where they had women's bodybuilding, women's physique, and I'm becoming kind of I was more of not a big fan of physique. I call it watered down female bodybuilding, and to me that's what it is. It's the idea where the IFBB was trying to push the old classic style from, I think, the good part of the 80s and in the 90s, because the women now are getting a little bigger. They don't like the look of them, but it's just like any sport. It's a progressive. They are, you're going to have because they're athletes. You don't say nothing about the guys. It's a double standard. But the New York Pro, it was kind of, when compared to other divisions, they had a good amount of competitors, but it was kind of slim pickings this year. And compared to, I think the last year's show was pretty good, but because I think they set the show too early, I think maybe, like I said, honestly, yes, I was hoping maybe a show around May, but maybe they should have maybe pushed it to maybe the week after, maybe like that couple of weeks that last Saturday will be better. But I got to think about it. That's close to a holiday weekend, but that'd been perfect. Because you think about it, the holiday weekend, more people are traveling. You probably get more people come to the show. So why not do it around the holiday? If you're going to have a major show like that, the first show for female bodybuilding season, you should have it close to a holiday season where people are about and traveling, and especially with this thing going on. I like to tell people, still, even though, the rate of the virus has gone down, still be careful. I personally, I wouldn't want to travel right now. I think if I do any travel, I'll wait till next year, and till it's like to a level where it's more comfortable, where I also wear your masks. So anyway, I would have pushed the New York Pro. I probably felt like they probably wouldn't get anybody for the show that close to the holiday, but I would have been better on holiday weekend. You probably have more people that want to come out there, and then people might have the time. It might be good for time for people to have the time off. They have that. They have a long weekend. So wouldn't you think that'd been better? I don't know. Those couple of weeks could have probably made it. Maybe that couple of weeks could probably made a difference to how the presentation of some of these ladies' physiques from what I've seen. But anyway, the two divisions, which is female bodybuilding and women's physique, were kind of, very, how can I say, short, not that many competitors. The women's bodybuilding only had 5, women's physique had 6. And the big problem was that, as I was talking with some ladies here that are competitive bodybuilders, that mostly is because the cost. Like I said before, it's expensive to be a bodybuilder, especially being a woman. Like I said, the guys just wear banana hammocks, but then you got to add in prep, your things you use for your prep, from your food to your supplements, and also and depending where you're staying at, what state you're in, some gyms are still closed. So that means a lot of competitors are working out at home or finding ways trying to get themselves ready. But the ones who are lucky enough, like who have where states where they are already open, the gyms are back, they're the ones who are probably the lucky ones. But the ones who can afford a home gym to the level almost like a professional gym, those are truly the lucky ones. So anyway, let's say I did 2 videos. One the day before, I think the Friday before the for the New York Pro, and I think that Sunday after New York Pro, where I, first one was saying who's going to be the competitors and the divisions, and the second one was just how the outcome was and my thoughts. Now, and like I said again, if you remember in the women's bodybuilding division, if you watch the video or if you follow the what's going on, like I said, there was only 5 women, and pretty much there's 5 women. It's the top 5, so that's just everybody got to be placed. And like I said, it was how the top 5 went was I had my assumptions, and as you know, one of the people in the show was LaDawn McDay, and LaDawn, I think she really didn't come in as like she should have. She really she did really good at the New York Pro. At the Tampa Bay, but here to New York, she kind of came a little bit lackluster, truthfully. And I feel like she should have just really waited, maybe do the Puerto Rico or the Omaha or maybe the Tampa again, But, the ladies, what I said again was Leah Denny, Tamira Maker is another one. She's a professional bodybuilder. LaDawn McDay, as I said before, Winnie Sanchez, a bodybuilder who switched, a physique competitor. And Annie Sheehan, who is also a bodybuilder. She came out of retirement and competed last year. And if the winner of that show was Leah Denny. And truthfully, while I saw Leah looked impressive, she deserved to win that show because she came in a better. I think she probably been prepping maybe early, and LaDawn came in second. LaDawn looked a little, I don't know, she looked really soft, And it's my man, the Savage, Robert Henry. Yeah, thanks, Robert, for coming by, Yeah, the Savage. My man, Robert Henry was sick for a while. He had the COVID. He's doing better. I'm glad he's doing fine. Like I said, COVID has been an enemy of mine for a long time since it took my mother, because it's going to be in a year in June. And I'm glad people like him and Tate Brown, who went through the COVID, my prayers went out to him, because it's just even my sister had it, and she did all right. She was fine. But I really give my heart to my man, the Savage, and Robert Henry, the poet. He's a great dude. He follows me. I follow him. He's just cool. He just really drops them. This I'm gonna tell you, folks. Go check out, Savage MMA Fan. Check his channel out. He really drops some dope on some person. And Savage, you owe me a video for Lupe Gutierrez. You owe me a video, Savage. Whenever you get a chance, because I like Lupe. She got cheated in that fight with Jessica getting popped Penne, But like I said, the show was it's a small number of women, and Leah Denny, she took first place. She took this show, which means she gets an automatic bye to this year's Olympia, And then also she probably can get an invite to the Rising Phoenix. The Rising Phoenix is an invitational this year. It's the Rising Phoenix. You don't know who Rising Phoenix is? It's the World Championship for women's bodybuilding. As you know, back in around about 2014, the IFBB dropped female bodybuilding from its lineup, and Jake Woods and his wife at the time, Krista Woods, put together a show for the women as an alternative to Miss Olympia, and it's been a great show for a lot of women. A great chance for women to compete on the stage. And then Jake Woods brought out the rights to the Olympia, and now brought back the true Miss Olympia back to the Olympia weekend. Anyway, LaDon took second place at that show, and third place went to Tamira Maker. She's a bodybuilder out of Great Britain, but she was born in Hungary, but she's from Great Britain, but she lives around here in America. I think follow her on social media. She lives around Georgia, around about the South, and she looked really impressive. She competed last year in a couple of shows. She did Chicago and some other shows, but she looked impressive this year. She looked pretty good. I know she looks better without her wig. She looks better with her hair short cut. She has that. What is that? I'm trying to think of that. What I'm trying to think of. There was this wrestler from back in the day. She was this Russian wrestler. This Russian wrestler. I think of what's her name? If anybody remember her, she's been on Glow. I used to thought she was kind of sexy in a way, but it's she looks better without the short hair. She took third place, and she was really impressive. She looked pretty good for this show, compared to other shows. There's a good chance third place is a good place. That's enough points. I think it's like maybe 2 points. If she can maybe get 2 more shows and maybe getting third place, she can probably make it to the Olympia by points. Okay, fourth place went to Ann Sheehan, and she competed also. She did a few shows. I think she did the Tampa. She did the Savannah Pro, and she did the Chicago. And Ann's been around for a good while. Ann took some time away from bodybuilding. She did some, powerlifting. I saw a picture back in 2019 at the Tampa, and she looked pretty good. I said, she might be coming back, and she did. And she was able to compete at this show. I think she placed 5th at the Tampa, but she placed 4th this show. There's a good chance she might do the Tampa again. Now, another lady who took. Is a lady by the name Winnie Sanchez, and Winnie Sanchez is a former physique competitor who went to extreme bodybuilding. She didn't look too sharp. If she came in a little more tighter, more sharper, she could have took third place. Because I think that's the thing is a lot of judges are pushing a lot of they're telling a lot of female. Like I did an interview with my interview with Jada Beverly, and she told me how her and Mila Ash at the same show were told to go to bodybuilding. And with Mila, I can see it. Mila's very, you can see her size. Jada, I don't know. Jada, she's a good size, but Jada's a lot leaner. But I can say, but generally, I'm happy she's coming to bodybuilding. I think Jada's working out now. Remember right back, Jada had to do some knee surgery, and she had to, probably she can put on maybe 2 more pounds worth of muscle and develop her legs. Jada can be really a possible contender. I think Jada, I'm not sure what show, I can't remember what show Jada said in an interview. If you can find an interview with me and Jada Beverly, check it out. I think she might have said Chicago. Possibly she might try to shoot for the put to Norfolk. I think the Norfolk show back, which one of Norfolk or Chicago? One of those two shows. Let's give it time for her knee to fully heal. Okay. All right. My man, I got to send a look to my man, Jared. He could be out here in a minute. And I'll still talk to you. But anyway, the next over is women's physique. And like I said, I'm starting to really get impressed by women's physique. It's starting to, in a way, starting to grow on me. Like I said, I didn't think I'd be a fan of it, but the women are pretty impressive. There are some impressive women in this division. You know, especially it's a division where with legends like people like Shanique Grant, Rachel McDaniels, who completed last year at the New York Pro, and Rachel won. And I remember she said in an interview that she wasn't sure she was going to do the New York Pro, and her trainer told her to do it. She did it. She won the show, which gave her automatic bye to the Olympia. And to me, when she did the Olympia, one thing she made a mess at. I like Rachel Downs. I like her style, but one thing she did think was her hair. She should have not did her hair where she did like that kind of mod kind of style. She should have did what she liked. She like put it in a bun or put it like in a long ponytail. That would have been better for her. I think that's that's more her style. I think she probably would have placed higher if she did her hair that way. I think that hair probably made a difference. She could have pushed her for the top 10. I think she placed number 11 at the Olympia, but she did pretty good at the Pro. But I think what I'm hearing from I was wondering. So we was wondering why she didn't compete this year, But I'm hearing some things that she might just decide to sit out this year. Not just scold her butt, and and that's a possibility. That's just probably scuttlebutt. But anyway, in the women's bodybuilding, women's physique, there was 6 women that said for, and I think who was it again? There was one notable who was a former second place runner up to Shanique Grant back in 2019, and that was Sharonica Hinton. And also you had a young lady who looks pretty impressive, Lisa Kissening. Also a lady from the only lady out of US that comes from South Korea, Yana Kim. Then you have Claudia Aurora, who looks like if I look for her, she looks more like a figure competitor. Then you had Trisha Verizon, who's a little bit older, but she's a little impressive to me. And one lady by my name, Julie Wessel, and she looks kind of tall. I think my man AJ says she looks more like a figure competitor. And here you go, man Jared. And we get Jerry here in a minute, and we'll keep on going. Yo, bro.
How you doing?
Not much.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Doing good. Yep, I can hear you.
Well, anyway, I was just talking about the women's bodybuilding part of the New York Pro, but right now I'm on the women's physique part, where I'm just talking about the different competitors. Anyway, as you know, at that show, the winner was Elisa Kinsling. If that's what was it, Kinsling or Kinsling? If I get a ring wrong, you correct me. And
I'm just bad with it, so
yeah. And she looked pretty impressive. She's small. She's about the same. I think she's about the same height, close about the same height, maybe about the same build as Rachel McDaniels. I think she said she also competed at the 2020 New York Pro with Rachel. I'm trying to remember because I didn't really pay attention too much to the women's physique division. I'm really paying attention to them now because there's some really impressive women coming from out of that division. But she took first place at that show because everybody was thinking Sharonica Hinton was going to win the show, but she's been out for almost 2 years, and I think it was going with everybody was usually go with somebody who's a name brand because outside of there was really, you think about it, like there wasn't a lot of big names per se, other than maybe LaDon McDay, and I think Annie Sheehan, and I would say Tamira Maker maybe a bit, but generally I think truly the big names was LaDon and Sharonica, and and Elisa, she wins the show, and Sharonica takes second. And then, like I said, third place went to the lady from South Korea, Yana Kim, and she looks pretty impressive. And that's it. That's the only right now for I think I've seen the only non-American competitor in a show. Because generally, because with so much travel restrictions, like one thing somebody pointed out to me, like if any competitor wants to come here and compete, they have to do a 2-week solo quarantine in a motel. And that costs, like, I remember somebody told me this, it costs over $2,000. If you come from another country, you might have to do, like, I remember it was Irene Anderson said she had 2 weeks in Turkey before she got here to do the Olympia. And Barbara Manjan and Ann Moon, who won the Europa show in Spain, when they would come for the Olympia, they had to do 2 weeks in Mexico before they officially come here in the United States.
Yikes. I can only imagine having to deal with that.
Yeah, and then you got to do another 2 weeks back.
Yeah, how much money that would cost. It's just insane.
Yeah,
but it seems like things may somewhat be stabilizing, at least a bit, but every time you say that, it always goes back south real quick.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, let me get to the women's physique. Fourth place went to I believe it was what's her name? Julie Wetzel. She's kind of tall, and she competed in the show. She took 7th, but she took 4th this show. And I know, like I said, I follow AJ on Female Bodybuilding Channel, and she says she looks more like a figure competitor. And the thing is, like I said, I think some figure competitors could have came over and competed in women's physique because opportunity want to, a chance to maybe try to get enough points or even make the Olympia.
Yeah, and that's how most of these competitors do. It's like small shows, like the less people is usually better, so you can get more points and even win potentially.
Yeah, also it's opportunity. If it's a small show, you don't have to deal with like the bigger shows would be Chicago, the Tampa, and the Rising Phoenix. Now, the Rising Phoenix now is invitational, so you don't have to really, you get an invite. I don't know how if it still works by the support system now that that it's attached to the now that the Olympia has now missed the return of the Miss Olympia. But with the other shows like the Omaha, they're like smaller shows. The Puerto Rico Pro, they're a smaller show. The Norfolk, Savannah, they're more smaller shows. But like the bigger shows has in the last few years has been the Tampa, Chicago, and the Toronto Pro because you get more points. I remember, I think my friend Tina Hugh, who I did a video about, she took 3rd at the Tampa Pro back in 2018. Which got her an opportunity to compete at the Rising Phoenix that year. And some other competitors that if you place 3rd, that's enough points. You all need, I think it's 4 points or 5 points you need to automatically go to the Rising Phoenix. And you get those points, you automatically in. I remember like I did an interview with Tina Williams. He said that she missed it by a point. And she said if she had done the Tampa, I think she said if she done the Tampa, if she just needed a point from there, she probably would have done the Olympia.
Yeah, and it's always important to like do these these shows. Like, I guess the problem is sometimes is burnout.
Yeah, that's what I think she mentioned. She said a bit burnout, and then they were trying to figure out what shows they wanted to do. Also, 5th place went to Claudia Arroyo, and and then the 6th person was Miss Trisha of Horizon. And I looked at, I did a video while I was looking. I was on social media, and Trisha, she should think about if you watch the video, all you gotta do is like you can search for search for on Instagram on Let me see, like I think I know I have her on Instagram. I'm gonna post it. You can find her, and if you look at her social media, this lady looks more like she could be a bodybuilder. And she competes as a physique competitor, but if you look at her and just take a good look at her physique, she is closer that to a bodybuilder. She has an amazing body. She is just huge. She has some definition to her. And I would say the next show, I would say forget because she took sixth place. Forget physique, come up with the bodybuilding. Because it's more of opportunity for her. I would say truthfully right now, especially with so many bodybuilders who can't compete, that live overseas, it's an open opportunity.
Yeah.
I think I would say pick the show that's not too crowded. Either do the Omaha or do the Norfolk. Because Norfolk was canceled last year, but it's back into the lineup, or the Puerto Rico. The Tampa's going to be loaded. Chicago's going to be loaded because those shows. I think even though last year's Tampa was kind of like a small lineup, I think this year's going to be loaded up because a lot of ladies want to really come in a more better condition. So that's what I think some ladies are going to focus on is Tampa and Chicago. I know Rashana Bosworth said she wants to focus on Chicago. She might do another show, but in Norfolk, maybe Savannah, and also the Puerto Rico and Omaha. Those are good shots. So if you go like 2 or 3 shows, you don't want to burn yourself out. Take one show, give yourself maybe 2 or 3 weeks between one show and 2 or 3 weeks between another.
Yeah, definitely. You want to space it out and all that. And I really do like how the IFBB, you can switch between divisions without having to get a new pro card or anything like that. That's pretty nice. It applies to men, women in general.
Yeah, it's a good thing because there's a lot of women. I think they see opportunities. I think there's some, like I said, some figure competitors that might want to shoot for physique, but I think physique's kind of a bit stacked. But that show, they a couple of figure competitors could have jumped up, kick off the high heels, and maybe do physique. Just one thing is you have to learn the poses. As you know, figures poses are different from physique. Physique's poses are different from women's bodybuilding. Women's bodybuilding poses, they do the mandatory 7, like the men, and they do the masculine muscle body, more masculine like poses compared to the women's physique and women's figure, where they do more feminine. Right? Like when we do a front double, you have your hands open, you don't clench your fist, and when you do like a side chest, you don't do the guys, you taking the ball, make that pose where you just take you have your fist and your shoulders together, you push your hands out and you push out your chest. So you have to learn the poses where it's more to what division you're working in.
Yeah, and I think that's just different aesthetics for that kind of stuff.
And also, there was the wellness was just added to the show. Wellness, if you know anything about wellness is the new division they created. It really comes from Brazil, where it's very popular. If you ever, like I say, I follow me on I do combat sports. Brazil has a very popular fitness background, like MMA, and bodybuilding, and also wellness. And wellness is for women who are a little bit more, I would say, thicker around about the lower half, a little more heavier in the glutes, more thicker in the thighs. The type of women who don't have the genetics per se to develop the muscle, or the women who feel comfortable where they want to get to that level. Right? It's like girls who are too big for bikini, or too small for bodybuilding or physique.
Yeah.
And also, like you say, it's becoming very popular. I think I show all you gotta do is just pop on like certain sites. You can find it. There's like it's been growing popularity since they made it to part of the division last year, and it's kind of interesting. Women are very very well rounded. If you get my drift.
Yes. Very thick to say the least.
Yeah. So anyway, I said again, Alicia won the show. She took this, and with her, I watched some videos on her on social media. She posted some videos. I think posted a video of her routine, and she was opposed was more classical bodybuilding. It was kind of like I was looking at it, kind of made me take me back to like Arnold Schwarzenegger, how she was doing, and I was when I was looking through her social media, and I saw some pictures that she has some big arms. She's a small girl. You look at her, she's small, but she's got she got some big arms. She has she is unbelievably genetically gifted. She goes by the name Classic Queen on social media. She just created her IG some time ago, and that's good because ladies, you need to be on social media. As a thing is now. I know just recently, Madonna Day, who just became an ambassador for Wings of Strength, finally got put out her IG, and I think she's kind of private, but she got to understand that a lot of people want to know what you're doing, what you're about. And they're always curious about you, because they want to know, like everything about you, especially the fans. Yes, there are going to be some weirdos out there you have to deal with, but all you got to do is block them. But the guys and the people who generally want to know about you, who are interested in you, get to know them. These are the people that support you. This is your fan base. This is how you grow. These are the guys who come see the shows. These guys will buy your merchandise if you sell something. If you are pushing a product, they'll buy that product because you put your name on it. That's what a lot of these ladies need support of the people. And I said again, yes, you're gonna have some weirdos and freaks that are gonna be like harassing you like that, but those people, mute them out. Put them to the side. They're not important. The people who actually genuinely want to come see you, who want your autograph, who want to give you a pound, give you respect, pay attention to them because they're the ones who keep you going.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, and in this day and age, you can't really go without social media.
Yeah, I know. It's just a thing. Social media is just how people get to know each other. Facebook, IG, TikTok. Remember, we had a MySpace. I think it's kind of active. I don't know people who use MySpace anymore. I mean, I said this before. I know. I did an interview with a wrestler by the name of Nicole Natalia, and I could see her a friend of mine, and she has a friend by the name of Leon Lewis, and he's an up and coming wrestler. And we told him, you need to get your social media together. Get your TikTok, get your Facebook. He has a Facebook. Get your IG, get your Snapchat, get that all that together. I know there's a lot to do. If you need some help, if you got a little sister, she can help you. Teenagers love social media. All you gotta do is give them maybe $40 a week and a new iPod or something like that.
Definitely. And you gotta know how to, use social media too, to get clicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me watching all these. I like watching these videos of a caracal cat. It's like one of these wild cats from Africa that somebody has as a pet, and this is like a 35-pound cat, and this cat is he has it together with a beagle, and they're like friends together, and it's just like so silly watching some videos with them together. I mean, I'm an animal person, so I always love beagles and cats like that. It's so silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We used to have fish. My mom used to have fish. That's the only animals we had when we lived here. She used to have a couple of birds, One died, and my niece accidentally went for skates. I can't remember the last time I owned a dog or a cat. It's been years. My sister used to have poodles, and they were nice. I used to love her poodles. Come by, and one time I was sick, and one of her poodles, Biggie, she named her poodles after rappers and singers. His name was Biggie Smalls. No, not Biggie. It was Mace. Not Mace. It was, oh God, I know. Diddy. His name was Diddy. He was a little poodle named Diddy, and he would sit in my lap sometimes. One time he would sit in my lap. I was sick, and he just comforted me because I think he knew I was sick. That was so nice. She had a bunch of poodles. Yeah, but like this, this is just a thing. Now with the New York Pro done, and you are officially have two ladies who are now going to be at the Olympia. What's the next show? I think the next show is the Puerto Rico or the Omaha.
Give me a second. Okay, the next show is the Puerto Rico, June 26th, which is literally in the Bahamas. Okay, so let me look at this straight. The New York Pro is in Tampa, and the Puerto Rico Pro is in the Bahamas.
Wait. I think, if I remember correctly, I know a few years ago they had to move it because, as you remember, back in 2017, Maria hit hit Puerto Rico really bad, and they had to do it the last couple of years in Hawaii. So this year, because I know last year they had to cancel it because what happened with the pandemic, they shut everything down. So this year they have it in the Bahamas, so it's going to be called the Bahama Pros.
No, it's still, I think, called Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico Pro, okay. Yeah, because now you moved the Chicago Pro to Atlanta, you moved the New York Pro to Tampa. All right, okay, that's fair. I was talking to my friend Tanner Hugh, and I was suggesting if they want to use the Toronto Pro to Minnesota and call it the Toronto Pro in Minnesota, because Minnesota's close to Canada. But she said that what's going to happen is they're going to have the Toronto Pro in Toronto, in Canada. I think she said it's going to be somewhere around August. They might move the date depending on how things go. Because Canada's still going through some things. There's going to be some more shows coming on. I'm going to do. I know she gave me a link to a certain site. Oh, there's a man, the Troll Killer, Mr. Shelton. Yay, hey, Mr. Shelton. Yay, hey, Mr. Shelton. That's one of my family members for She Is Combat Sports. I love when they come by and support me. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Thank you for dropping that like. Also, like I said, this here, hit this like, hit my Cash App, hit my GoFundMe, also hit my PayPal. Jerry, if you have a GoFundMe, a PayPal, anything like that, just drop it. If you do, just let people know. If you don't, let people. That's all right. But yeah. But like I said, now that they're going to have Puerto Rico Pro in the Bahamas, here's the thing I have to think about. As I said again, when Maria hit Puerto Rico about 4 years ago, they had the Puerto Rico Pro in Hawaii a couple of times. They should bring back the Hawaii Pro. What you think?
Yeah, sure, why not? Hawaii is a pretty nice state to be in, and it's definitely one of those states like a bodybuilding kind of like state. With like all the sun and the beaches and all that. Yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah. The question is, where can we put it? Like about between June and July, mid-August. I mean, that's the thing we want to put it at. Because you want to have some time between some of the other shows for give some of the ladies time to make it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, this year it looks like there is literally a show each month. Um, yeah, it would have to probably be at the end of March. I mean, the end of April. That seems to be the only time, somewhere in that period, to place it in.
Yeah, end of April probably be good because that gives the right about yeah. Because as I was thinking like this, they should have did New York Pro. They should have put it around that. I know Memorial Day weekend's coming up, and I was talking about they should have put it that Memorial Day weekend because that would give some of the ladies enough time because that's like but barely it's just about a couple of weeks from Memorial Day weekend. That's gonna be the Saturday after next, and it would give the ladies some time to really fix a few things, really come in more with more presentation, and probably get some ladies a time to maybe apply for the show. What you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and being that also it's a holiday weekend, there's a good chance people who have the time they can travel. Also, compared to those who might have jobs, they can take the time off. Hey, they can say, hey, boss, I'm gonna take a couple of my vacation days and go ahead. I gotta go
Yeah.
to the Tampa. That works out for them. So I think that they should have had put. I know they probably felt like they probably wouldn't get anybody to come to the show because it's a holiday weekend, but you never know. If you have people who have the time, who are fans, and know they have the time off, and hey, if you having the show in Tampa on Saturday, and all of you say, you know what, I'm off on Friday. I can drive down there depending on how close you are. I can fly down there. Boom, I'm there. I can watch the show. Or like I say, if you have like some days off, and you know what? Let me take Friday. I'm gonna see. I've had an advance. Okay, I'm gonna take. Get a week in advance. I'm gonna take that Friday off, and I can catch a flight or a bus or a train down that way, and go see the show.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you can't even attend, like I didn't attend the New York Pro in Tampa, you can always just also buy the live stream that was on the website for bevfrancis.com for
Yeah.
the New York Pro. I mean, like, you're supporting the sport. It was only like $25 or something. And you're supporting, women's bodybuilding, but you're not only, you're also supporting, women's physique, you're supporting women's figure, you're supporting men's bodybuilding, you're supporting everybody in the sport by doing that. And there's really no excuse why you can't do it, honestly, because it's like, that's like the bare minimum. Like, if you're not going to attend, you can at least, watch the live stream. I still haven't gone to all of the New York Pro yet. I've just been working quite a bit. Next time, I'll have like a full detailed, roundabout of the New York Pro for the women's bodybuilding. I just haven't had the time because it was like during my work schedule started right when it started live streaming. But I do have it, like the footage that I can go through.
Yeah. I had a full-time job too. I had two full-time jobs. Well, I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and I didn't really had time to do anything but work. And when I had the money, I didn't have the time. Now I got the time. I barely got the money. But I would love to go to a show. I often thought about that, and maybe if I save a few bucks, I think about next year. Right now, I think I'd rather wait till the pandemic come down a little bit when the rates are down, when traveling's a little better. Even right now, Florida's not the place you want to be. Florida is right now no, because Florida it's a petri dish. They say, oh, we're going to open up. They're stupid on government say we're going to open up this. We're going to open up the government. We're going to open up the state. We're going to open up the state. They like I said, I did an interview with who I was talking to. I was talking to a couple of bodybuilders. They said that they caught the COVID. When somebody mentioned that Shanique Grant caught the COVID. Helen Trevino caught the COVID. Iris Kyle caught something. She said it wasn't COVID, but it could have been COVID adjacent. I don't know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I'm saying like this: if you like, there's two more shows coming up in Florida. That's the New York Pro, the Tampa Pro, and also the Olympia. I'm gonna give you a suggestion to you people who's gonna be doing shows. Wear masks backstage. If you're gonna be on the stage with a group of people, wear a mask on the stage. If you do a solo, you're just gonna do like your posing routines. You don't need to wear a mask. But when you're on there with a bunch of people and you're not certain if nobody took the vaccine or they don't have the virus, wear a mask for your safety's sake. I understand people say, "Well, we're bodybuilders," but you gotta think about it. This disease can infect the healthy people. People who probably, even if you have one little defect, could be a lung defect, could be a heart defect, it could be just a side defect. That disease will take advantage of it. So for your safety's sake, I know I sound like people saying, yeah. Listen and take this thing with seriously. When you're backstage with a bunch of these people, wear a mask. When you're on stage with a bunch of people, wear a mask. If you're by yourself, there's not a lot of people around you, don't wear a mask. That's fine. But when you go back to back, snatch your mask up, put it on your face.
Yeah. And I think it should be required as well if you're going to attend any of these events that you should be fully vaccinated as well. That's, I think, the bare minimum. I don't really think there's any excuse anymore why you can't. So no, vaccines are just one to go around for everybody. I just wanted to comment a little bit more. I guess we can go more in depth next week about this because I got some food here that I just I'm gonna eat up. I was out for a bit getting a few things and all this other stuff, and it has been a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. I mean, the sky looks very beautiful in Pennsylvania. I love that. So Leah Danny, she won the women's bodybuilding for New York Pro. I think she has a really good physique body, nice arms from what I'm looking up. Not very well. A lot of these women weren't really well known to me, except for Tamira. Yeah.
And LaDon.
Yeah, I know her, but basically everybody else I'm sort of like in.
Yeah, because I think because two of the ladies are outside of two ladies are former figure competitors. That's Leah Denny and Leah Denon and Winnie Sanchez and Sheehan. She's been competing as a bodybuilder for a long time, but she was out. She stopped competing around about the mid 2000s. She's been mostly doing powerlifting, but she made a return back in 2020. And with Leah Denny, her legs need to come in. She needs to get more size in her legs. She has what they call the classic physique look. She's tapered off at the V shape, but she needs to bring in more size in her quads and her legs. Because if she goes in with somebody like Margie V. Martin or any other ladies, she gets blown out.
Yeah, and you should always focus on where your best is at and try to minimize where your weakest is at. And for the New York Pro, I think Tamira Maker, I think she was the only person outside of the U.S. who was competing here. And I went into, I met her prior to her competing here. So I got to see her muscles close up. And she is here in the U.S. I think she's going to compete in a few more shows, she said. But I'll shoot her an email and hopefully I can get back because we know each other. So
that's cool.
That's a good thing about me. Is I know I have some connections with some of these IFBB pros. quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Yeah, because I'm starting to get some connections. As you know, I recently just got on my channel. I have a IFBB physique competitor, Mighty Heidi Osborne Royal. She Royal Osborne. She just joined my channel. I was talking with Alicia Florio, and she's doing okay. She's a judge, a former competitor, and a judge in bodybuilding. Tana Hugh, I consider she's a good friend. I just did a video. If you check my channel, a new video, my comparison video, Moms with Muscles, and I put it against Maria Flores, who I get more, I have more contact with her husband, Philip Cooper, than much with Maria. But Maria, she often sometimes when I post something, she often make comments whenever I post something, or she likes it, or she gives a heart emoji. But like I said, these ladies, it's generally nice ladies. I know a while back with Shauna Boswell, she tagged me because right now she's been having issues with her shoulder, and right now she did a video where she tagged me where she's working on her shoulder, and she's saying she's getting less pain. So there's a good chance we see her. She says she's going to do Chicago. She might do the. I'm not sure she's going to do any other shows. Maybe just Chicago, or she might do the Tampa. That's up to her what she's going to do because like I said, she want to get full rotation with her shoulder. But there's generally some nice ladies. You got to remember, these are still women. No matter how much muscle they put on, how much of this that women, they're athletes. And some of these ladies are also, as I do my series, Moms with Muscles, some of these ladies are also mothers. This is somebody's mom, or somebody's grandma too.
Yeah, and just show respect to athletes because they're the ones competing for us and on stage, and it's like, and I think we know that in general. It's just like the broader community at large that needs to know that more. But George, I will catch you later. I'm sorry I didn't have enough detail to go into. I just haven't gone over fully. We can go more in depth of the New York Pro next week, definitely.
All right. We do that. We'll talk about more of the other competitors, see how, like especially like I said, Physique is really, I'm starting to really kind of grow on Physique a bit. So we'll talk about some of the Physique competitors, and we, see, there's some ladies I think that might need to go up to, instead of going, they might need to seriously think about going up to female bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So I say,
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So go ahead, have your meal, have a good time. All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, George. You have a good
You're welcome.
one. Peace.
You too. Thank you. You're welcome. But anyway, folks, I enjoy y'all coming by, and my man, the troll killer, Mr. Shelton, my brothers, Marcus Bell, and Robert the Poet, aka Savage, WMA fan. I'll say it again. Check out Savage. You will love the stuff he posts. That brother, he goes hard in the paint. He really tells it like it is. And Mr. Marcus, this brother he drops a lot of information from me. I share it. I wish he does videos. What he does, he puts me in the information. I put it out for y'all. I really appreciate that. He's just a cool dude. Both these guys. These are also check out. They're also on our Facebook fan page, which is LDWMMC women's. It's the women's mixed martial arts Facebook page. It was created by my man Coach Shetton Harrison. It supports women in WMA. Also not just MMA, boxing, and other sports. That's other combat sports involving women. So if you are a fan of women combat sports, go over there. You can join. You can you can't really post per se like you do with other sites, but you can drop them in. Like if you find something, you can drop them into the you put it in the comments and something in other posts, and maybe someone like Jason Rose or Marcus Bell or one of the others who are moderators or administrators can post it for you. So that'd be cool. And also check out my site. I have a couple of sites on Facebook. One is the Lions Den female bodybuilding community, which is LDFBBC, which is dedicated to female bodybuilding. Check it out. We do a lot of positive stuff. We post a lot of positive stuff. We post, I try to put up-to-date news, pictures and stuff like that. Nothing too over the top. Just, a lot of competition, some competition stuff, some modeling stuff. If you want to join, you can join. Also, you can post your own pictures and stuff. I try to tell my members, post your own stuff. Don't be too overdo it. Make it more, comfortable. Make it more like let's try to get these ladies who are bodybuilders to join us too, because they can post their stuff. They they feel comfortable. They can post their videos and stuff like whenever they want to. So anyway, you should make always George P. The Emperor. Don't subscribe. I'm out.